2, 3, 4.
One of the main jokes this season is that Jake Peralta is bad with his money, constantly spending it on dumb things, which was his character in season 1 for sure. But there is something about this season that makes it feel almost mean. It feels really out of character for Jake to be doing all this and not consulting his wife. Before this season, the only time that Jake made extravagant purchases without consulting Amy would be the heists. In this season, it feels like he wants to make himself and his wife destitute. Buying NFTs, forcing Mac to go to state college, it just feels so wrong and something that the old Peralta would do. Ultimately, this just drives home the point that Jake has thrown a large amount of his character development out of the window for more of La Funny. The suspension episode is the biggest example of Jake reverting to how he was in an earlier season. More specifically, this feels like Jake from before Season 5. This is because of 2 Season 5 episodes, namely Kicks and Show Me Going. In the Season 8 episode, The Setup, Jake disobeys a direct order from Captain Holt and the FBI whilst also jumping to very quick conclusions after meeting a guy in a parking lot and apparently not asking him any questions. In Kicks, it is shown to the audience that Jake has changed from before he went to prison. He now has a much harder time sending people down because he knows what that's like. We even saw this to a lesser extent, and with admittedly other reasons, in the previous episode with Doug Judy, where Peralta gives Doug the tools to escape, showing that he isn't thrilled about sending people to jail. Sidetrack, that episode sucked, and it's really dumb for Doug to go to the Netherlands. They have an extradition treaty with the US, so... In Show Me Going, Jake learns to trust Holt a lot more and has since not majorly disobeyed Holt in the show. So, tell me why! Jake decides to disobey Holt's and the FBI's orders, take on a case that he was not a part of, and then further disobey Holt and stalk the victim. I don't care what season of Brooklyn Nine-Nine it is, Jake would not follow a man to his house and stalk him all day. And don't mention Lucas Winton season 1, because that was completely different. Peralta was trying to talk for a long time to him and was told by many people that he was guilty, not just a flimsy hunch off meeting him in a parking lot. The only, and I mean only, piece of character growth that we get from Jake is him learning to be a better father, but even then that storyline has its own problems.
So let me get this straight. All that water park money I've been saving, you want to spend it on kids now?
At this point in time, Mac feels like he was brought into the show for the sole purpose of forcing the show to come to an end. Episode 4, essentially Mac's episode, sucks balls, even if it does have one of the best jokes in the show.
Maybe I don't have an arch nemesis because I solve all my crimes.
That's a pretty up thing to say to me.
And the Holt Rosa stuff is cool too.
What did you just do?
I texted him a picture of my penis like you suggested.
No! Ugh!
Jake is made miserable throughout this episode, and it just feels off to see a character that you like being made to be miserable because of circumstances out of their control. It also seems unfathomable that Jake would leave the Force. If he had come back from a suspension and immediately shown that he was thinking about quitting the Force, then it would have made sense. But as far as I'm concerned, the guy who was more interested than anyone else in the show in being a detective should not have completely left the Force, especially since in the Game of Boils episode, Jake keeps spouting about how bored he is from his suspension and how he doesn't get to spend any time with Mac anyway. This isn't the biggest problem in the show, however, and I do like how it demonstrates that Jake is growing as a person, even with all of the problems of Jake in this season that I mentioned earlier. Having been this critical of Mac, I do have to say that he leads into the best episodes of the series.
God's queen.
The last 4 episodes of the season are the best by far, and if the whole season had been this level of quality, then I would never have made this video. Game of Boils is a nice side adventure, but the main highlight is Holt and Kevin actually kissing on screen and in the rain. Oh my god, it's so perfect. Give this episode all the awards. Oscars, Grammys, 5-meter swimming. Sorry, I may have gone overboard there. Renewal is also a very sweet episode that is somewhat dragged down by Holt and Jake committing a crime that should have seen them both thrown off the Force, but I'll let that slide because it's so nice to hear Kevin imply that the 9-9 are family. The last 2 episodes are fantastic and easily the best in the season. They are beyond brilliant and genuinely up there with some of the best episodes in the show as a whole, and after the absolute pathetic whimper that the season started with, it's very nice to see it go out with a great big bang.
9-9!
Oh my god, it worked!
I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and I'm very sad to see it has come to an end. But also, I'm very grateful that the show managed to get a proper finale. I've seen some people suggest that the show should return every Halloween for a heist episode, and I think that is a brilliant idea and should totally happen, or even just random holidays since they stopped limiting the heist at just Halloween. Overall, the 99 had a good run, and I'm happy that only 5 of the 153 episodes sucked. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy them, please leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I shall see you all later.